Hey guys, Dylan here, and today we are going to be looking over the Christian Iceberg. Now, I've heard that Gibby is going to be covering this too, so I'm just going to read them out and not have any fancy editing with this video. I'm just going to tell you all the stuff that I know from this iceberg, because I'm sure Gibby will do a giant video showcasing everything, and I don't want our videos to be identical. So, I'm just going to read this off, and we're gonna have fun seeing what all we know about the Christian Iceberg. If there's anything on here that you didn't know about, comment down below, because I'm really interested to hear which ones caught you off guard. So first we have Sonichu, and this is at the top of the iceberg. Everyone knows about Sonichu. It's Christian's comic book character, his OC, Sonic and Pikachu mixed together. Video rant, a bunch of rant videos Christian used to make on YouTube. Virgin with Rage, what Christian used to call himself a long time ago. Liquid Chris, a guy who pretended to be Chris as a meme on YouTube. Geno Samuel documentaries, that is the giant Christian documentary that Geno Samuel is doing. Clyde Cash, which is one of the big trolls in Christian history. The medallion. Christian made a Sonichu medallion and hung it around his neck because he's a weirdo. Internet Lumberjack, that refers to Christian's dad, Bob. The Game Place, which is a place that Christian used to hang out at and got kicked out of, and there's a lot more shit there, but I might do a whole video on that one day. 14 Branch Lane Court, where Christian lives. Love Quest, Christian decided that he wanted to find himself a love suite or a sweetheart, so he decided to do a love quest, and he was looking for a boyfriend-free girl to build into a girlfriend from the ground up. The Classic, an ugly shirt that Christian wore, and it slowly degraded because of the house fire, and he eventually had to throw it away. The Quickie, a website made to document everything Christian related. Now we're going one step lower. I'm working on it. What Christian told Bob when Bob told him to take pictures of his house off of the internet. Christian and the Hedgehog Boys, an album Christian made where he and Sonic and Sonichu and Blake and Shadow all did cover music. It was very weird. One day I will definitely listen to that. ED article. Christian's ED article is one of the things that really started off Christian trolling, and Christian got really upset over it. Hexbox, what Christian called the Xbox because he hated it, because he saw it as a competitor to Nintendo. BronyCon, a convention Christian goes to. Trans Saga, Christian became trans because people slowly convinced him that he was. Pickle Suit Man, a man dressed up like a pickle to run around and bother Chris because Chris doesn't like pickles. Dimensional Merge. The Dimensional Merge is Christian's belief that the real world and the fictional world will become one through a merger. Sonchu Car. Christian has the license plate Sonchu on his car, so that's why it's called that. Parappa Contest. Christian entered a Parappa the Rappa contest and lost, and hated the winner and accused everyone of cheating. Asperchu. Asperchu is a troll-made character by Alec Benson Leary, and he was made to be a parody of Sonichu and Christian. Axe Body Spray. Christian was obsessed with Axe Body Spray because he thought women would actually flock to him like in the Axe commercials. The Red Straw. Christian drew in an issue of Sonichu him with a giant red straw. It looked like a dildo, people said. Lego PS3. Christian was giving all the reasons why he wanted a PS3, and one of the big accomplishments he lists off in that video is that he made a PS3 out of his PS2 and covering it with pixel blocks, because apparently he thought that would impress the people running the contest. Miyamoto Saga. Someone pretended to be Miyamoto and made Chris think that he was getting a Sonichu game. Graduation Ring. The Amnifest ring is a ring that Christian said held great power, and it was the substitute for the medallion for a bit. The Attraction Sign. Christian decided to make a sign to attract women. It never worked. Gal Pals. Christian calls his female friends Gal Pals. House Fire. Christian's house caught on fire. Mary Lee Walsh. She was the dean of his school that he went to, and she's the reason why he got kicked out for a while. But during the Stone Age is a line said in Sonichu. The meaning of it is that you would have to tell cavemen something something twice because they are so dumb. Let's go a step further down. Christopher Weston Chandler. Chris Chan changed his name several times throughout the years. He was Christopher, then he became Christian, then he became Christine. Barb's hoarding. His mother, Barb, is a hoarder. Blue Spike is the name of a troll who pretended to be a girl and got Chris to shove a medallion up his butt. PS3 humping. A troll convinced Chris that he had to hump his PS3. It's that simple. Fanta. Chris Chan said that whatever he ate recently, that's what his cum would taste like, but for some reason he decided to drink like the cum with Fanta, so then it would taste like Fanta, defeating the whole purpose of his experiment. Grimace cosplay. Chris Chan was being told by one of his e-girls at the time that he needed to do cosplay for Halloween to impress her. Jimmy Hill. Another person like Liquid Chris, he said that he made Sonichu and he was trying to make money off of it. Casey Father Calls. Casey was one of the women that Chris Chan was trying to impress, and one of the ways he tried to impress her was having several calls with her father. Her father is not actually a real person, he's just some troll pretending to be an older man, and Chris Chan fell for it. Niggo. Chris Chan, instead of saying the N-word, said niggo. Ricardo Weston Chandler. In Spanish class, Chris Chan would use Ricardo as his Spanish name. Apparently that's a thing people do. Michael Snyder Hit and Run. The guy who ran the game place, Chris Chan had several disagreements with him and eventually hit him with his car and ran away. Jack Thaddeus. Jack Thaddeus is yet again another troll. Ivy Saga. Ivy is yet again another troll, but a troll woman. Don't call anyone. Chris Chan was banned from GameStop for vandalizing Sonic Boom merchandise, and when he came back to try to buy more stuff, they told him to leave and that they were calling the authorities, and he said, "Don't call anyone," and pepper sprayed the guy working there. Wikipedia gay ads. Chris Chan's website was run by trolls for a while, and as punishment, they would put up gay ads to fuck with Chris. Scrapbook of Fail. That is a book where Chris Chan shows off some of his artwork that he made throughout his life. 10-ton doghouse. Chris Chan told Casey's father that Patty's doghouse weighed 10 tons. Chris was in the MLP before Bronies. It is documented that Chris Chan was in the MLP several years before the My Little Pony reboot and the Brony movement. Blanca Saga, yet again another troll girl. Idea Guys. The Idea Guys are a couple of trolls who decided to scam Chris out of money and get Chris to believe that fictional characters were real. Financial Crisis Saga. That was a saga I actually participated in, and it was the documenting of Chris Chan's wealth at the time and pointing out that he would one day be homeless because he owes so much money. P-Mert is what Chris Chan calls Trump. Panda Halo, another female troll. Well, made up female troll. Lego High School Model. Chris Chan is so obsessed with reliving his old days of going to high school that he built 2 high school replicas with Legos. And the first one melted, and he used some of those parts to build a second one, and asked for a shit ton of money to build a second one. Teen Troon Squad. A bunch of teenagers decided to give Chris Chan money from their mom's account, and they hung out with them, they smoked weed, and eventually they fucked off because I think Chris doxed them or something like that. I know I covered it. Ohio Trip. Chris Chan was trying to save Julie, so he decided to go to Ohio to save her from her kidnapping. Julie. Chris Chan, when having sex with Julie, screamed out Julie. Billy Mays. People said that Billy Mays was the true mayor of Quickville, and that's why he's mentioned here. Ooh, we're getting lower. We're almost out of room to scroll. Sonichu.net. One of Chris Chan's many Sonichu accounts, they kept getting hacked, so he had to keep making new ones. Mark the Tapir is a character in Sonic Boom that people say is based off of Chris Chan. Song of Chris Chan. It's a poem that Chris Chan wrote back in primary school. The Unclit. Chris Chan decided that he would slice a hole in him and pretend that it was a clit. Originally it was a piercing, but he slit it with a knife trying to make it into a vagina. Kiwi Farms is a play on Quickie Forums. Joshua, the owner of Kiwi Farms, had a thing called the Quickie Forums, and someone who used to mess around with him called it Kiwi Forms, and eventually that mutated into Kiwi Farms. farms. Little Big Planet levels. Chris Chan used to make Little Big Planet custom levels, including one about autism, because of course he did. Shrek Retold. Chris Chan participated in Shrek Retold. Animal Crossing Let's Plays. Chris Chan is credited as one of the first ever Let's Players. He did a playthrough of Animal Crossing showing off his world, and it got Nintendo Power, and he uploaded several more later. Dirty Crapped Briefs. Chris Chan talked about how when he gets stressed, he poops his pants and he gets dirty crapped briefs. And it was his excuse for wearing panties. 2012 prostitute. To lose his virginity, Chris Chan hired a prostitute. Abusive babysitter. Chris Chan blames an abusive babysitter in his childhood for him having autism. Too Many Games incident. Chris Chan was accused of sexually harassing people, so he curled up on the ground and cried, and they had to get him out of there. Chris Chan citing an MLP. People say that there's a character that looks like Chris Chan MLP and Chris Chan's mom and dad. Treatment of the Chandler cats. Chris Chan has had a lot of dead cats. I did a big video on that. Go check it out. Rocky. Rocky Shoemaker was a counselor from a church that Chris Chan went to. Bent Duck. Duck is Chris Chan's term for penis, and apparently his is bent. Cole Smithy, Chris Chan's brother. Not safe for comics. Chris Chan's made several comics depicting sexual situations with his characters. Wall of Originals, a giant wall of original Pokemon cards that Chris Chan made, and sometimes Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Custom MLP dolls. Chris Chan would take My Little Pony models, cut off his own hair, and then put it on there. One of them was Cherokee Pony. It was really dumb. It was really dumb. The Cherokee Pony is terrible. She Came for Quick.jpg. That is artwork Chris Chan did of his, one of his only real female friends, Megan, and it was him fingering her. It's really gross. Cake farts. Chris Chan uploaded a video where he sat on a cake and farted on it. Christmas 2004 is one of the Chris Chan videos where he filmed his Christmas with his mom and dad. Quick's Pokesite 1 and 2, one of the first websites Chris Chan ever made and ran, and it was about Pokemon. Bob's Walk-In. Bob was told that Chris Chan was trying to kill himself, so he decided to walk in to Chris Chan's room, and he walked in on Chris Chan masturbating with, I think, Julie. Blackface video. During the prior mentioned Halloween stuff, Chris Chan was told to dress up like Mr. Popo, and people called it blackface. Mall CAD designs. Chris Chan designed a mall in his college days, and he was obsessed with it for a long time, and he got mad that the design got an F. Jacob Sockness is a fat, ugly troll who tries to stalk Chris and wants to fuck him. Shitting on a towel. That one is very self-explanatory. Chris Chan spooning Barb. Chris Chan mentioned when it was cold he would spoon with Barb, even as an adult. Adam Ellis Sonichu comic. Adam Ellis is a comedian. He is a comic book artist. He posts shit to Twitter all the time. He did one where Sonic and Pikachu fuck and make Sonichu. Peeing on the floor. Yet again, self-explanatory. Chris Chan unicorn outfit incident. Now, that's the only one I don't know off of the top of my head. So, you got me on that one. I don't know what the fuck unicorn outfit incident is. Hey Now, You're an All-Star video. Please look that one up. If you want to be truly scarred, look up the Chris Chan Hey Now You're an All-Star video, but you have to be 18 or older to watch it. OKKO Sonichu reference. In the early stuff for OKKO, one of the storyboards had KO's mother say, "Go out and defend the plaza to the extreme," and KO says, "Okay, I will, thank you, mommy." That is a reference to Sonichu in an official Cartoon Network storyboard. Chris Chan reference in Monster music video. It's self-explanatory. He got, Sonichu appeared on a poster in a music video. Chris Chan album art. Chris Chan has made a lot of mock-up album art, including one for his high school. Quick allegedly hit Barb. People said that Chris Chan hit Barb. It was due to the idea, guys. It was just people fucking faking shit. Whatever. Chris Chan's other relatives. Chris Chan has many other relatives. They are documented on his quickie. The cum stain. People said that when he was younger, he had a cum stain on his pants. You could see it in several different photos. photos. I don't know if it was cum or if it was just bleach. Chris Chan and Barb's relationship. People say that Chris Chan and Barb are too close, and throughout several videos of Chris Chan defending incest, people think that Chris and Barb are in an incestuous relationship. Giant Penis Comic is a comic book made for Ivy, and Chris Chan had to trace his own dick for the comic book Chris, so it became a giant penis. And this is an unreleased comic book, but it is released because it was leaked. Chris hated Harry Potter. Chris hated Harry Potter because some news person told him that Harry Potter was becoming more popular than Pokemon, so he saw it as a threat to Pokemon. Unclit Pictures. The previously mentioned Unclit has a lot of disturbing and gross pictures that you can find if you want to. And that was everything from the Chris Chan Iceberg. I only didn't know one thing, and I didn't look up any of this shit beforehand, so my Chris Chan knowledge is limited to everything here except for something about a unicorn. So I think that's a fair amount of Chris Chan knowledge. I didn't have to go to the quickie to learn about any of this shit. I've done several videos for years already talking about most of this shit, so it's knowledge I already know. This was a good iceberg. I just wish that there was some more really obscure stuff at the bottom. I would love it if someone did another one of these. I'm sure that Gibby is going to be making a video on this soon, because I'm pretty sure he asked for this iceberg, so you should go check out that video. I'm sure it has a lot of fancy editing copying other iceberg videos. If you guys like this video, hit the like button. If you really like it, share it. And if you want to see more, then subscribe. Thank you guys for watching, and bye. Before the credits roll, I thought I'd give a shout out to my multiple ways of making money. YouTube is slowly starting to sanitize the platform, making it harder for people to make money on edgier content like I do. So I'm reminding you guys that I have a Patreon. The Patreon has plenty of reward tiers, including seeing my podcast early, being able to join my fan Discord. I have video recommendation tiers that you can try to get into, and if all else fails and my YouTube falls apart, I always have a BitChute account. So remember to check out all these different things in the description below.